First and foremost, my name is DJ Betancourt, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Commissioner of the New Hampshire Insurance Department. The connection between reckless driving habits and escalating auto insurance rates is very, very clear. Engaging in speeding or distracted driving not only jeopardizes your own safety, but also endangers the lives of fellow motorists on the road. It is critical for Granite Staters to understand that their choices behind the wheel also affect the availability and affordability of insurance coverage for all drivers. And I can assure you that these days the New Hampshire Insurance Department is hearing a lot from consumers about the rising cost of auto insurance premiums. Therefore, our message today is to emphasize that reckless driving behaviors are not only a safety threat, but put at risk the affordability of auto insurance rates for all motorists. And motorists should be aware that a reckless driving citation or some other serious motor vehicle violation will be reflected in your auto insurance premiums for several years. It will follow you. This is not going to be a one-time event for you. So please bear those things in mind, not only for your own safety, not only for your own ability to afford your auto insurance coverage, but for all Granite Staters to be able to have access to affordable auto insurance. With that being said, I'd like to introduce you now to my friend and colleague, Commissioner Quinn of the Department of Safety.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Betancourt. Well, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of members of the Department of Safety, I'm here today to express our continuous commitment to the safety and well-being of everyone on our roads in the Granite State. I want to start by letting you know that I, along with my colleagues who stand behind me, are well aware of the high speeds people are seeing on our interstates, side roads, and in our neighborhoods. Today I'd like to tell you about some of the important work that we're doing each and every day across the department to combat this issue. And trust me, the New Hampshire State Police have made this a priority and are working extremely hard to combat these high speeds. The first is that commitment to enforcement, and you'll hear more about that in detail from Colonel Mark Hall and Lieutenant Chris Stomp. Our Division of State Police is out on our interstates and highways around the clock, working to combat deadly, dangerous driving behaviors such as these excessive high speeds, aggressive, and reckless driving. Another way I want to share with you is through grants. Using federal dollars from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, our Office of Highway Safety constantly works to provide grants to well over 100 law enforcement agencies across the state. This grant funding is critical and used for things like additional enforcement patrols and equipment that assists in detecting and deterring speeding vehicles. Then there is a really important part of this plan. It's education. Our Division of Motor Vehicles works with young drivers to ensure that they are aware of the rules of the road, including obeyance of speed limits. Also, they offer specialty training and programs for motorcycle riders. Our DMV plays a critical role in the overall safety on our roadways. We also participate in numerous campaigns, such as this one, and we talk one-on-one with drivers in the communities we serve. We push out public service announcements, social media posts, and we participate in media interviews. And we recruit advocates to help us spread our safety message. Lastly, there are our very important partnerships. We cannot improve road safety and combat aggressive and reckless driving alone. I want to recognize everyone who is here and standing behind me, and each of you, particularly the New Hampshire Insurance Department, who approached us about this important campaign. I also want to thank our members of the state police who are here and our important partners at AAA, New Hampshire ADA, New Hampshire Auto Dealers of New Hampshire, the New Hampshire Motorcyclist Rights Organization, and of course, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for hosting us today. And I want to thank Mr. McGrath for that. And I also want to thank the visitors and residents of the state who are committed to traveling safety and have been a good partner in helping us drive down these excessive and dangerous speeds. I want to thank you all for being here, and now it's an honor to introduce Colonel Mark Hall, as I stated, who leads the New Hampshire State Police and, along with his leadership team, has made this a priority. Colonel.
Thank you, Commissioner, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're here to address a critical issue that affects all of us, the safety of our roadways. From 2018 to 2022, there were 616 fatal crashes in New Hampshire. What's even more concerning is that 234 of those crashes, nearly 38% of them, involved speed. There were also dozens of speed-related crashes last year, and they're already adding up in 2024. These are sobering statistics that cannot be ignored. As a part of a collaborative effort between the Department of Safety, the Hampshire State Police, the New Hampshire Insurance Department, and the Office of Highway Safety, we are coming together to urge all drivers to take action and to reduce speeds on our roadways. I cannot stress enough the importance of obeying speed limits and driving responsibly. By slowing down and giving yourself plenty of time to reach your destination, you not only reduce the risk of being involved in a fatal crash, but you also contribute to making our roadways safe for everyone. Our state troopers work hard each and every day to change negative driving behaviors and ensure the safety of our roadways. I'm now going to turn it over to Lieutenant Chris Storm, who oversees our Special Enforcement Unit and works with the Office of Highway Safety to discuss more on what we're doing in terms of enforcement efforts with the ultimate goal of saving lives. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Colonel Hall. My name is Lieutenant Chris Storm, and I oversee the Special Services, which includes the Special Enforcement Unit and also the State Police aircraft. New Hampshire State Police utilizes our aircraft, and we go out on a regular basis to enforce speed on our interstates. As the Colonel mentioned, the New Hampshire State Police is taking proactive measures to combat issues with speeding within our state. In all counties across the state, the Special Enforcement Unit will be utilizing the State Police aircraft and extra patrols to crack down on these individuals that decide to speed. These initiatives are often funded with our partners in the Office of Highway Safety and are aimed at promoting safer roads for all residents and visitors of New Hampshire. In 2023, the State Police Special Enforcement Unit identified 89 drivers that were traveling in excess of 100 miles an hour and issued over 840 citations for people exceeding the speed of 90 miles an hour. We ask that this excessive speed and reckless operation to please stop. Across our 7 troops, the State Police are committed to enforcing speed limits on a daily basis in concert with other violations and ensuring the safety of all drivers on our roads. We also regularly increase personnel on major travel holidays and during large-scale events. We are committed to working together with all of our partners in our communities to address the issues to make our roadways safer. We urge everyone to join us in this effort and help spread the message to reduce speed so that we can save lives on our roadways. Next, I'd like to introduce the General Manager from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway, David McGrath. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome, everybody. You know, at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, we understand the thrill of high-speed driving, but it's essential to keep those speeds on the track where it's safe and controlled. We encourage drivers with a need for speed to embrace that need by participating in programs and events designed for high speeds, including those held here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Our mission is to provide a safe environment for high-speed driving with our team, which regularly reviews safety protocols to ensure that we do just that. Speedways like New Hampshire Motor Speedway are designed for speeds over 100 miles per hour. Interstates are not. We know everyone will be excited to see their favorite NASCAR drivers here in a couple of weeks, but we ask you leave the speeding to those professionals. While coming and going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the upcoming NASCAR weekend, please obey all posted speed limits. High-speed driving has its place, and it's on the racetrack, not on New Hampshire's highways and streets. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Dan. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Dan Goodman. I'm the Public Affairs Manager for AAA Northern New England, and I first want to just thank the New Hampshire Insurance Department and the other great people behind me for prioritizing road safety. Speeding is a growing factor, not just in New Hampshire, but across the country. Just released data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration showed that in 2022, speeding killed 12,151 people, which represents 29% of all motor vehicle fatalities. AAA's annual Traffic Safety Culture Index, an annual survey of drivers across the country, showed that one of the most common dangerous behaviors self-identified, was speeding. And fewer drivers today perceive speeding as dangerous, and speeding behaviors have the lowest social perceived disapproval. Additional research from the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety have shown that even modest speed increases can have deadly consequences. We conducted crash tests at 3 different speeds, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, and 56 miles an hour, and found that slightly higher speeds were enough to increase the driver's risk of severe injury and even death. As the crash speeds increased in our test, researchers found that more structural damage to the vehicle and greater forces on the body of the crash test dummies. Researchers concluded that the higher speeds cancel out any benefits of vehicle safety improvements in many vehicles, such as airbags and improved structural design. The bottom line is our research found that the faster a driver is going before a crash, the less likely that they'll be able to get down to a survivable speed, even if they have a chance to brake. A second AAA study examined 12 roadways across the country, 6 that increased their speed limit and 6 that decreased their speed limit. The findings were raising posted speed limits were associated with increased crash frequencies. Lowering posted speed limits were associated with decreased crash frequencies. The changes in travel times were very small in response to both raised and lower speeds. This summer, as we experience more vehicles, more pedestrians, more bicyclists, as well as increased road construction and work zones, we want to remind all New Hampshire motorists to know your move over law. AAA has worked hard to establish and support New Hampshire's slow down move over law, which aims to protect those at the roadside, including tow truck drivers, emergency roadside, construction crews, law enforcement. Whether you're taking a road trip or sticking closer to home this summer, please don't take risks on the road. Don't speed, don't drive intoxicated, don't drive intoxicated. But do act responsibly. Make smart and safe decisions when it comes to your transportation and recreation, and speak up if one of your friends, family members, or loved ones does something or is about to do something that is potentially deadly or dangerous to them and everyone else on our roads. Thank you very much, and I have the pleasure to introduce Dan Bennett, the President of New Hampshire Auto Dealers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Bennett, President of the New Hampshire Auto Dealers Association. NHADA is a trade association for the motor vehicle industry here in New Hampshire, about 500 businesses in all corners of the state. NHADA stands shoulder to shoulder with all of our allies here today to encourage everyone to remember the benefits of safe driving habits and the risks of aggressive and reckless driving. Safe roads are a cornerstone issue for NHADA, whether it's supporting the no texting while driving law, supporting motorcycle rider education, or opposing weakening of the annual vehicle safety inspection program. They're high priorities for us, as is combating unsafe speeds and reckless driving. Those who ride with us are our precious cargo, and we should remind all of us around us to have the same mindset. The rate of accidents with injury and fatality are on the rise. Those are the highest possible costs of this reckless driving behavior. But there are other costs as well that I want to mention. We all know there's a workforce shortage in New Hampshire. Penalties from poor decisions behind the wheel include lost license, loss of time, or even losing a job. Unsafe driving decisions may make you uninsurable and unemployable. In the motor vehicle industry, this is unfortunate because we have many great and prosperous opportunities in our industry. The stakes are high with those decisions, We have to keep a safety mindset and keep all of our roads safe. Thanks, and now I'd like to introduce my great friend, Tracy Beaurivage.
My name is Tracy Beaurivage. I'm the president of New Hampshire Motorcycle Rights Organization. I chair the New Hampshire Motorcycle Safety Task Force, and I represent motorcyclists on the New Hampshire Traffic and Highway Safety Commission. My appeal to you today is a little different than all the gentlemen behind us. I'm a rider. I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very passionate about our industry. Riders ride because it's a way of life, and I'm appealing to the motorcyclists who are riding. We need to live to ride another day. We live to ride, we ride to live, but we need to live to ride another day. We can't do that if we continue to have excessive speeds on the roads that motorcyclists are seeing. We're already at 10 fatalities this year. I can't even tell you what that means to me as a motorcyclist. Last year we had 40, and that was more than we'd had in 20 years. So I appeal to the motorcyclist riders out there, please, I want you to live to ride another day. And to the other vehicles that ride in and around us, remember, let's all be respectful of each other when we're sharing the road. Respect is something that it seems to have gone out the window when the pandemic came. We need to go back to those days of respecting each other, respecting how we ride, respecting how we drive, and look out so we all can get up the next morning with our families. Thank you, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to John Clegg from the Department of Safety, who is also part of my task force.
Hello, my name is John Clegg, Program Manager for the New Hampshire Office of Highway Safety, and I want to thank all the partners behind us, behind me, all of our highway safety partners. The Office of Highway Safety is all about safety on our roads, and I just want to say, we want to empower the motoring public to make those right choices while driving. Be attentive, be cautious out there, be predictable for sure. The Office of Highway Safety has funded approximately 135 agencies, law enforcement agencies throughout the state, who will be conducting DUI saturation efforts and high crash corridor enforcement efforts throughout the whole summer. And we are also working with our bordering states to participate in these initiatives, as well as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So there is no organization, institution, or agency that can help us. We need the help of the motoring public. We empower you to make those decisions, and we just ask for you to be safe this summer. So it is a great summer for everyone. Thank you.